What's up guys, Potato here, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can boost your FPS in Minecraft. Now this guide is going to be specifically for players of the PvP community, like in Bed Wars or Sky Wars, and oh no, I just got AFK'd. So in this video I'm going to be going over three main topics. This is going to be texture packs, client/Optifine, and things like FPS boosting settings that will help you achieve the most performance out of your computer. This is for very low-end computers, by the way. These are the settings from back when I had no GPU. I'm talking internal graphics, let's go. Recently upgraded my graphics card, that's why I can have a little bit of a nicer quality, but I'm going to be showing you guys how you can boost your FPS and push your machine to the very brim. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Alrighty guys, so to start off, I'm going to be talking about texture packs because they are very useful and definitely are something important to like mess around with and find your texture pack, especially when boosting FPS. So the pack I'm using right now isn't specifically for FPS boosting. It is the Bedless Noob pack, but I'll switch over to a better texture pack in a moment. And it's important to have a texture pack because it'll change what your screen's actually loading and what your computer has to load. You initially want to start out with a 16x pack, which is what a lot of Bed Wars texture packs are, because this is oh no my god, oh I almost died. This is because this is going to help you, like, this is gonna load the least amount of things, and you can try a higher resolution texture pack later on. That was such a bad play, by the way. And from there, you can get more FPS or less FPS and just change around with what your computer can handle. So in order to get a texture pack, what you got to do is go into settings by clicking escape, boop, go into options, then click resource packs. So from here, I have a ton of resource packs already, but I can mess around with them. And the one that I use mostly for FPS is the Dios 2K pack, and oh no. Alright, is the Dios 2K pack, because this is a great 16x pack, and I usually use God Bridging Overlay. So I'll show you that in a second, hopefully it loads up. Yep, so you can already tell FPS start increasing sometimes. It's going to be really low while it's loading in everything because it's just loading in everything at first. And that always takes a little bit of time. But especially in a game like Sky Wars or Bed Wars, oh no, this guy. It's going to, oh no, this is not good. Oh no, I'm dead. Oh no, I'm dead. Well, in a game like Bed Wars, you have to load in the entire map first, kind of, and that always definitely helps, like, after it, because everything will be a lower resolution, and everything looks a lot better, it's easier to comprehend. So that's really it for texture packs. I'll leave a link in the description on how you can download a texture pack, which is always very useful. And let's hop right into the next thing.
A few moments later.
So I'm going to be recording the next part on Bridgerland because I don't think that showing you guys my settings in a Bed Wars match is really going to be very easy, and it's going to be very tough to do. So I'm going to pop right into my settings right now and show you guys the best video settings in my opinion for Minecraft to get the most FPS. So boop, options, video settings, graphics, obviously you want this on fast. Smooth lighting, if you're on a super low end PC, turn this off. Like if you do have no graphics card, then definitely turn it off. But if you have like, maybe even like something like a 710, put this on minimum. Because that's just, it really is important to mess around with it. Smooth lighting level, I don't really think it actually does too much. Just put your GUI scale to auto. Brightness, this is also up to you. I actually prefer full bright, it just looks better. Dynamic lights, you can have this on fast or off. You really don't use it too much in a game like Bed Wars, but it's always nice to have if you want to play something like Skyblock. So render distance 8 is what I usually use. So if you're on a low end PC, it's like super low end, like maybe 4 gigabytes of RAM, turn this down to 6. I really don't recommend it, but it is going to boost your FPS by a ton. But usually 7 for like a lower end PC, somewhere between 7 and 9 is usually a sweet spot for most people. Max frame rate, this is up to you. I just keep mine at unlimited specifically for this video to show everybody how high the FPS can get when you change stuff. Use VBOs on, alternate blocks on, dynamic field of view on. This is really up to you though. Shaders, you don't really have to worry about that because you're probably not going to use shaders if you're on a low-end PC. Details, clouds off. Actually, this is important because you really don't want clouds in a game like Bed Wars. It can get really annoying, and it also will boost your FPS. Sky on, sun and moon on, fog off. Fog really doesn't matter. Vignette, I don't actually know how this works, but I just keep it on fast. Swamp colors, it's still up to you. Alternate blocks on, smooth biomes on, off. It really doesn't matter. You're playing Bed Wars. Stars on or off, that's up to you. Off is faster, but if you're using a texture pack, it usually doesn't matter. So, also animations, you can kind of mess around with these. You really don't need to worry about them, except for particles, which you want to keep on decreased, because everything else, it's not going to kill your FPS. It's just like portal particles, maybe turn that off, but that's really it that you have to worry about. So under quality, bitmap bubbles, this really doesn't actually do too much. Bitmap to nearest. Anti-aliasing, you want to turn this off. This is going to be the fastest and apply the most FPS boost. I keep this off. Anthostrophic filtering. Clear water off. Better grass off. Custom fonts, that's really up to you. Connected textures off. I don't know actually what this really does. Custom sky on because then that way you can look at a better sky. Better snow off. That's really up to you, but it really doesn't do anything in Bed Wars and stuff like that. Custom colors on. Custom GUIs on. Custom items off, and natural textures of course off because I don't know. Onto performance, this is also extremely important. Smooth FPS off. Fast render, you actually want this on. This will boost your FPS. Chunk updates 1. Render regions off. This will actually make stuff a lot faster. Smart animations on. This will boost your FPS. Turn off lazy chunk loading. It really doesn't actually do anything if you're playing on a server. Dynamic updates off. Fast math on. This will boost your FPS so much. Smooth world off. Really, it's not good for your FPS. Done. This is really, most of this is up to you. It doesn't actually do too much. Always use full screen though if you want the most FPS. That's always up to you though, because it doesn't do too much. So done, and that is pretty much it for my video settings. The only thing that I'm going to say is, if you're using shaders, you have to turn off fast render. So just, if you're going to use shaders, turn off fast render. So guys, for the final part of the video, I'm actually going to be going on to my desktop because that is where I'm going to be showing you how to install Optifine and how to install other things like clients. So I personally actually use Luna client. I personally believe that gives me the best FPS boost, and it's just, I like how clean and nice it's laid out. But other people have different opinions about other things. Some people don't actually even use clients. Some people just use like Optifine, and the Optifine and stuff is good. It's really up to you, and if you personally want to do it, then you totally can. It is going to boost your FPS by a ton, but this last part's really up to you. But I do recommend that you watch it, stick around to the end for my one secret little tip to like boost FPS and stuff like that. So without further ado, I will meet you on my desktop.
2 very boring minutes later.
So here we are on my desktop, and first I'm going to be showing you how you can boost your FPS by getting Optifine. So Optifine is actually really easy to get, so I'm about to show you how to do it. So open up your browser of your choice. For me, that's going to be Internet Explorer, or I don't even know what it is anymore. But I'm going to put in Optifine, Optifine. And you want to go to optifine.net, and here we are. So I'll leave a link in the description to it. So you want to go from home, you'll automatically go to home, and you want to go to downloads. So you can show all versions because you want to get 1.8.9, and here it is. It'll be right here. I'll leave a link to this area in the description. So I'm going to now download it, and I'm just going to do, and like, you can download any of the versions. Usually you want to download the newest though. It's gonna work. Don't click anything here at all. This is just an ad. Look up in the right hand corner. Oh no, that's Minecraft getting mad at me. So go anywhere, click skip, do not click anything, and now you can click download. Now you're going to get something like this that says .jar blah blah blah, it's too dangerous. I promise you that this is not dangerous at all. It's just because it is a jar file, and it is known to be slightly dangerous if you download something that like you don't know where it's from. So, but I promise you, as long as you're getting it from like the right website, it's going to be perfectly safe and fine. So now that you got it on your desktop, you have to open up the Minecraft launcher. This is super easy. Alright, so what you want to go is go over to installations. Click new installation if you don't already have 1.8 ready. Scroll down until you find 1.8.9. And you can just do it like test, name it whatever you want, any block you need. Boop, create. So what you want to do is now find it. There's so many things in here. Test. Click play. The risks are just because it is an older version, so like in case anything happens, it's just an older version. But I promise you that it's also safe. It is just from the Minecraft launcher. So you want to just open it, let it load up for the first time. Okay, and here we are. So now just like mess around, just create a new world. Boop, create a new world. Building train, might take a second. So here we are, new world. Just to make sure that it is working, and just, this is the area. Show you how many FPS I'm getting. I'm getting around 200-ish FPS, 250. Let's say under 300, just under 300 for most things. So what you want to do now is you can just X this out. And then you want to double click on Optifine. And then depending on where you want it to go, you can put it wherever you want. Just click install. And Optifine was successfully installed. That's it. So then you can just get rid of this folder. You can reopen up the Minecraft launcher. And you can find Optifine 1.8.9. Click play. Might take a second to load up, but I promise it's worth the wait. And here we are, multiplayer. No, not multiplayer. Oh no. So just always click allow access. Blah blah blah. Single player. This one. Play selected world. And here we are. We're back in this world. Show you the FPS boost. I'm almost getting 400 FPS. That's a 100 FPS difference. Might be dipping a little bit because the world's first loading in, but look at this. You can totally see the difference in the FPS. It's almost 400. It's breaking 400. It's crazy. This is awesome. And yeah, so now you can go onto a server if you want. You also, if you click C, you have Optifine Zoom, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so that is it for Optifine. I am going to show you maybe how to install like a client coming up next, and that's going to be Lunar Client, because that is the one that I personally use. And yeah, I'll see you then.
One eternity later.
Okay, so now we're back on my desktop. I'm gonna open up the browser and search up Lunar Client. Lunar Client. So lunarclient.com. What you gotta do is you gotta click download. Select the version. For me, that's Windows. Open file. I agree. And then you just keep like agreeing to it, and then I think it might crash for me because I already have it open. And there you go. Lunar Client is installed, and you have it completely ready on your PC, and it'll open up, and then you can play any of the versions. This will also give you a crazy FPS boost. It gives you a ton of mods, and it is so worth it. So yeah, if you're ever trying to get something that will boost your FPS, I honestly recommend Lunar Client. I'm not like sponsored by them in any way. It's just my favorite client personally. I also have Badlion Client, but I feel like that one's just so much less user friendly for me personally. But I believe that is all for any of the clients and the mods, and now let's move on to the secret tip.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now it's for the moment that you guys have all been waiting for. This is the secret tip. Now, the secret tip actually is in the Windows settings on the desktop. So if you are using something else other than Windows, maybe like, I don't know, maybe you're on your iMac, this might be a little bit tougher for you to do, but I believe that there is still an option similar to it on other things. So you can always give that a shot. Always do, like, you can always look around, but this is specifically for Windows users, obviously, because I use Windows. And this is going to help you join, like, the FPS boosting club. This is the big thing. And you might have heard it before, but I promise you it is super important to boost your FPS this way, and will definitely make a difference. So without further ado, let's get on to my desktop again. Alright, so for the third time, we're back on my desktop, back with the potatoes. And what you gotta do is you gotta put in left-hand little search bar. You gotta put in settings. The search settings. Click open up settings. And then from here, you gotta click system. So once you've hit system, you're like blah 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 blah, I'm here. And you gotta click power and sleep. From here, you wanna click additional power settings over here. And here you are. I've searched so many different like power things. I've looked, so this is part control. I've tried using different things to find the best FPS boosting thing. I've tried this ultimate performance one, this power saver one. There's so many notifications and all kinds of things, but the best one that is the easiest to use is high performance mode. That is already default on it. So what you gotta do is, in order to get it, it'll automatically show up as balanced plans. Sorry for all those notifications. In order to automatically show up on this, what you gotta do is you gotta click show additional plans, then you'll see a high performance plan right there. You gotta click on that. That will boost your FPS, I promise you. And it uses more like internet power, more power, but it is going to give you the most performance out of your computer. Now, this is so important that you do it, and I'm going to tell you why. So think about it like as if you're doing jumping jacks. You're doing jumping jacks, but you're only burning so many calories. What if you did jumping jacks twice as hard for twice as long? You're burning more calories, but you're getting fitter. That's in a way kind of linking it to the computer talk of it's eating up more power, it's working harder, but you're going to reap more reward. So I don't think that should actually ever affect your PC badly in any way. And it is so cool and important that it's so important to remember and awesome to remember and know, because it will boost your FPS, I promise you. So that's all for today. I really hope that you guys really enjoyed this video and it helped you boost your FPS, because that is always going to just make your gaming experience so much more fun. If you guys like this video, drop a like. Please subscribe. It helps me want to make more of this quality content and things like that. I'm also thinking of doing a Fortnite FPS boosting guide because that is also a great game to boost FPS in, and so many other things. So without further ado, I'm going to leave this video and I'm going to see you guys next time.